Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PSGL, the PST Season 31 F3 Division Round number 7 at Imola. I'm your commentator, Iron or Jared Fosby, joined in the booth by the OAP himself, Mr. Sondre Sohaug. Well, Sondre, it's going to be a wet race, wet qualifying, looks like.
It does indeed. However, though, TF Davy already looking at the soft tires, so makes me wonder if it's going to dry up in quali. However, looking at the weather, though, it really doesn't look like it, so I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. Nonetheless, though, wet quali at the Imola. Can't get much better than that, Jared.
No, it can. It's going to spice up the qualifying, I think, a little bit. You know, have a bit of a change, especially with this season mainly being dry all the way through. But, well, Brand is the first one out on track in the Alpine, and also no penalties to be applied to anybody for this race or anything like that, except Davy's retired. Why is he retired? He hasn't got a quality pattern anymore.
No faith in his quali, possibly.
Maybe. Well, Fruitful's joined. Hopefully he can get into his car again. But Brand is the first one then in the Alpine. As we saw last week, Marlon take lead of the championship, and is looking for his, I believe, first championship this year against Shane. Shane's now on the offensive instead of the defense, but everybody else is coming out of the pit lane now, and Shane's actually not here. I've just noticed that Marlon's going to get a ton of points again. I didn't realise Shane wasn't racing today. I thought he was making it, but wow.
I didn't either, but can be interesting then.
Definitely going to be interesting. It's going to increase the championship if Marlon obviously wins and everything, or any position he gets, but could open the door for Noah and Ferenc. However, Brandon is beginning his first lap on the intermediates. Let's go on board with him then, as he's going down the long straight where we can see some possible overtake opportunities. Into turn 1 and 2, we've got to get a nice and tidy line, avoids the curb on turn 1, but rides it through turn 2 and 3. Avoids its curb out 4. Now approaching the end of the first sector as we... Oh, the invalidate said that isn't going to be what he wants. Is Ferenc the next one on a lap?
That would be Snipes.
Snipes then. Well, boy, if you want to go on board with Snipes then, as he's on his flying lap right now.
I am already on board with him, as we can see him going in to this quick left-hander, not looking good through there, understeering quite a lot. Getting through though without invalidating, but let's see here then. The hill can be tricky on traction air, but he does get through before heading into this chicane that killed Leclerc in the real-life GP here. Then out of that, looking a bit shaky on traction there. Before he's gonna head into the second to last corner and the last corner. Then out of the last corner and just down towards the line now. Let's see then what is his first lap gonna be. It's a 1:26.8. 6 I mean.
It's not a bad lap. Obviously we don't know the representative time, and we have seen Snipes before. He's been pretty good in the wets as Voller, as his new name for me to call him. It's done a 25 flat, but that's instantly beaten by Noah then, 24.6 in the McLaren. Not a bad lap right now. He's 2 seconds quicker than Snipes. For instance, into third. Anybody else on a flyer? Or finishing their laps? There's an Alfa Romeo, but that's Nick. Into the line, and no, he's beginning that lap. My bad on that one.
Jax should be on a lap heading into that tight chicane.
Yep, so let's go on board it. There we go. On board of Jackson. Zane's just finished the lap with a 1:25.8.
Jack's now heading down towards the second to last corner on this track.
Oh, 24.1.
Being careful through there as AT smacks the lap on top of the leaderboard there. But now Jack's towards the line. 126 flat, is it?
Yeah, that is exactly a 26 flat. As Metisi moves to 7th with a 25.4. Tito moves to 6th with a 25.1. So both drivers not bad laps at the moment. So we're going to go on board with the other Red Bull, is it? It's the Aston Martin Fruitful actually who's on a lap. Ooh, bad exit out the final corner. Coming up to the line then, let's see what time it's going to be. And it's 8th with a 25.2, so only a bit off Tito there. We're going to go on board with Alex Marides, he's coming to the line. And then the next up at board for the Alphas. And moves 8th with a 25.1. There's Lewis Pitts. What about Nick? Second with a 24.2, so Nick's showing that he's got some pace possibly in the intermediate conditions. Is Marlon on a lap, Sandra? Or...
I do believe he is. He's using his ERS at least, and he seems to be going around quickly. We'll see at the second sector split. Actually, he doesn't have a lap yet, so we won't see if he's up or not, but nonetheless heading into this chicane then, taking a lot of curb here. Looks like he's getting a nice run through there. Might have been a little cautious on throttle, but to be fair, he does need to get around. Oh, very wide in the second last corner. That would have cost him a bit of time, but let's see then towards the line. What is he going to be? A 1:24.7. Still a competitive time.
Yeah, competitive time, but compared to his teammate, he's a bit off him there. He's usually ahead of his teammate in the first laps, but obviously he did make a couple of mistakes on his run, so it probably cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, he did lose out quite a lot of time on that second last corner, I think.
Well, we're going to go on board. Is it Lewis ahead? No, it's actually Snipes. Snipes is the next one to begin in new laps very soon. I don't believe the guys who are still out are on laps. Metisi's probably going for another run. Zane's in the pits with Jax. I don't know about Jax. Jax could be on a lap. Let's have a look in his second sector. No, he's completely off the pace. 8 tenths. He's down. Frent's nowhere. Neither's Marlon.
There shouldn't be anyone on a lap at the moment. Unless Ferenc... Well, Ferenc is up on his time, so he should be on a lap, Jared.
Frent's up on his... So he was 8 tenths down. But also the Merc of 83, Pulsar, is currently on a lap as well. Just started it. But we'll keep it on Frentz then. So, in the second sector, let's see what he can do. Hasn't got that much ERS to burn, but with these conditions, you don't really use that much energy compared to the dry. Oh, rear kicking out there. Keeps it under control.
Kicking out a lot as well, however...
Oh, he's a 10th down. And that's like game over, I think, unless he gets a good final sector. As goes to sector 1. Oh, Brand's got a 5 grid place penalty for illegal blocking. That's a penalty I haven't seen in a while.
I don't think I remember the last time I saw it, but nonetheless, no. Ferenc, struggling on traction, dives into the pit.
Yeah, he's not happy with the lap at all.
AT has invalidated.
Yes,
Nick has invalidated. Snipes and Lewis should be on laps.
Yeah, that's correct. Snipes is the lead runner on the lap if you want to go on board with it.
Snipes then heading into this tight chicane once again. Very tight. Oh, looking bit itchy on throttle there, but let's see them into the second to last corner. Very... Okay, I'm getting some lag here actually, I think. He went very wide for me, but then suddenly he was back on track, so...
Yeah, same for me.
But not the best lap for him there. Although Curtis has invalidated.
Same old for Lewis. And he's into the wall. He's lost it on the final corner there. Interesting. Who are you on board with?
Nick seems to be on a lap, so we're on board with him right now. Actually, wait. Nah, yeah, he should be on a lap. Going into the second to last corner. Out of the final corner then. Can he get traction down? It looks as he's diving into the pit.
He's not on a lap then, unfortunately. But interesting, a driver is deciding to get the wets available. Does it look heavy on track?
Nah, I wouldn't say so, but I'd imagine if it's wet conditions that that'll just be too slow anyway. So I don't know.
Oh, what's the wait then? Is Jackson on a lap? No, I don't think he is. But we'll go on board with the Aston of Fruitful, who's actually on a fly this time. We'll then go on board. I believe it's either Hershey or Noah. No, he's in. It's Noah
about
then.
To start a lap.
Well, if you wanna come sit over the former F4 driver of Noah then, as he begins his lap.
Well, Noah then trying to take as quick a route to turn one as possible, then not taking too much curb in either one of these corners, heading out of turn 3 and down towards this very quick left-right chicane. Maybe a bit deep there, but it looks fine still. Let's see then. 10th and a half down in the first sector here, as he heads out of the hairpin and up towards this very quick left-hander. Let's see then, through there in 5th gear, doesn't look too bad. Now down towards this double right that heads into this left-hander, very tricky traction zone. Nonetheless, he gets out fine from that, and he's 6/10 down on his time.
Interesting.
Maybe it is heavier now, actually.
It now does look heavier.
Unless he could have a few extra kilos of fuel in the car to go for a few more runs, for that matter. But nonetheless, down to the line, 1/2 second down on his lap. But it looks like he's gonna keep going. So I think he might have some fuel in his car.
Yeah, well, Fruitful's called it a day, and there's 5 minutes remaining of the session.
Oh, Marlon almost went in the wall there.
Is anybody actually trying to go on people who are actually on laps? We're going by Lewis again. He did make an error. He has set a time, 26.9. Now, I'm not saying Lewis is slow, but he's usually not at the back with a 26.9 with quality, but he's really struggling with that back end. I think it's crossover.
I think it's heavier now, because Ferenc is down on his time, Marlon was down on his time and struggling. And
yeah, C.S. Lewis second sector. He's just struggling with traction all over the place. Hang on, Lewis is up. Lewis is up by and then he does that. He was up on his time by 4.5 tenths. Then he cuts the corner in the chicane. Yeah, you say Zim was finishing his lap.
Difficult to say then. Nonetheless, Zane, he was not that far down in sector 1. He was 10th and a half. Let's see them. Sector 2 split 2.5 seconds, so I don't know, Jared. I think the conditions are worse now.
Well, Lewis was up in the second sector.
That, we have a second driver now looking at the wet tires as well, Snipes. And well, nobody's managing to improve at the moment, so
that's true. Right now, Nick's on an out lap.
And Marlon once again 5 tenths down in sector 1, not having any traction at all here.
5th though, I believe he's improved his time. I believe he has improved his time. He was like 8th, I believe, at one point.
I swear he was. I swear he had a 24/7 earlier as well.
He might have. I might have just missed it. And just overlooked what time he actually did. So look at his second sector. Yeah, he's 2.2 off, doesn't it? And he is. Yeah. We'll go aboard Nick. Nick's actually on a flyer. It doesn't look heavy though. Like, that parts of the track, it doesn't look heavy, and then certain parts, it looks like it's absolutely throwing it down.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really look that heavy.
Oh, a lot of the guys are going on
I do agree with that, but nobody's managing to improve. Lots of people are looking at the wets at the moment, so.
Nick.
And Nick is
he's 3.4 off the
80s.
Yeah, they're all off it. But they're going on wets. Now,
well, I mean,
does that mean the race is going to be wet?
I mean, it's the only logical explanation in my opinion. I mean, going on the wets, they're not going to be able to beat their intermediate laps. I at least highly doubt it. So, I think we might be expecting a wet race, and we could be having full wet conditions in the race, which makes some of these drivers test out wet tires to see how they are.
Yeah, maybe a couple more people have retired now. We only have 1 minute 20 remaining. Yeah, it's definitely wet now. Then I don't think anybody is going to be improving on their laps, Ball. So, do you want to cheaply be a bit earlier with the sponsors today while we're waiting for these guys to come in the pits? Because there's no way in hell people are improving.
Well, we can get it out of the way while we're just following some drivers around. I'm not sure who you're on board with, but nonetheless, GT Omega are PSGL title sponsor for season 31. The leading manufacturer of gaming peripherals, from chairs to rigs to probably everything, Jared. And like I say every week, you should check it out. Need to upgrade that rig you have there. To check it out, you go to gtomega.co.uk and at the checkout use PSGL to get a 5% discount. To be fair, that's a good deal for you, Jared. 5% discount. You're not made of money.
Well, fair enough, but Lewis has just completely binned it in the wall, and I hope that's not going to be a case of say if it is wet in the race, because he's completely lost that left front.
It'll be interesting to see.
But while we're the top 4 race prediction, since there's still no formation lap.
Race prediction.
Yeah.
I can't give you that before the race, man. It's the weather has a lot to say with who I'm going to say there.
Well, you'll have like 2 seconds to say it, because we have no formation lap, so I guarantee everyone's got their setups and strategy instantly ready. If it is dry, obviously.
Well, I mean, AT is certainly looking quick, so let's pit him for the race win. And Nick, I don't feel like we've seen him that high up many times, but also looking quicker, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there and say Nick for second, as I see Ferenc spinning around a little.
Yeah.
And in the third, I'm gonna go with my fellow Norwegian Tinar Volakongen.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go with Marlon winning, his teammate in second. I'm gonna go Noah third. I think that's the top 3. But if Lewis Curtis doesn't ball, as he's my favourite for the Drivers' Championship if he gets his act together, I think he could get a 4th place if he doesn't bottle.
I think he's fallen a bit far back now, Jared.
A bit of a push. Get him in the right direction. But, well, we're watching the Red Bulls go around right now. Oh, France is doing a bit of drifting there. Oh,
get him in the right direction, you say. I'm not sure if he's on the right track at all, Jared.
No, that's true. His type of track is like a go-kart track for Lewis. That's the only thing he's good at. But enough of mocking Curtis then. Here is the qualifying results then. So he's in first for the 24-1 then. Took pole quite early on in qualifying, with Nick in second, only 15 thousandths of a second behind. Then we have Noah almost 4.5 tenths in third, with Voller in fourth, Marlon fifth, Ferenc in sixth, FVR Mali in seventh, Brandon eighth, Hershey not bad qualifying in ninth, Alex 10th, Tito in 11th, Fruitful 12th, Zane in 13th, MedTC on his return in 14th, and I couldn't go down the rest of the grid quick enough because everyone's ready. So, but well, you kind of know the qualifying results already. So we're going to get on with the race. Hopefully it is wet, so we can have a bit of an action-packed turn one, and hopefully a big crash, so we can spice up the racing a little bit.
Well, I'd rather not have a big crash in turn one, but it is certainly a possibility. However, if it is wet though, I'm not sure if it's less likely to be a big crash than if it is drier with how the tire temps are. And
Interesting.
It's looking dry, Jared.
And why did a few laps? Well, there is cloud actually, so there could be some rain near the end of the race, possibly.
To be fair, with how cloudy it is, it could be rain in the middle of the race.
Yeah. Well then, while we wait for people to pick their strategies, got 10 seconds until the race starts. It's going to be a good race for Marlon if he can score some solid points, extend his lead from Shane and for anybody else. Well then, here we go then. So we're on the grid. Light sequence has begun then. 5 red lights. And we're underway, and Brand's got a drive through for the jump start there. That's going to hurt him. And Nick is in a world of trouble right now. He's got the McLaren, the Ferrari in the background, even the AlphaTauri making a move there, it looks like. And we're already in turn 1. Oh, and there's a Red Bull off the track, and some of the brake marker boards are going off as well. Nick and Noah scrapping away. Oh, that's a spin.
That's a free car crash, I believe.
Still heating up.
Look for you. Snipes has been involved in that. Morad and I believe Hershey.
Is Brand even in the car? Is he ghosted for you? Because he's ghosted for me.
He is.
Right. Well, Voller got a great start, moved to second. And as Sonny said, there was a 3-car crash in the background, and there's action up ahead as well between the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri, switching positions. You can tell Snipes, or Ferenc that is, he's got a lot of, I wouldn't say dirt.
TC under a lot of pressure as he's being passed by Jax, but he's trying to fight back side by side before the second to last corner. Ooh. But Jax manages to take it. But look at this though.
Whoa!
Zane on the inside now, as who that is TF Davey who's gone around. And Zane then made the move on MedTC, but MedTC though, he's trying to come back here right on Zane's bumper, down the inside. He's gonna brake late, and he's not gonna give Zane the room he needed there.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do. Lewis though, in the mix. I know the bad start, started near the back. He's already into 12, but well, if he wants to score some good points today, he needs to get through this field as soon as possible. But we've already had 2 retirements already, Sandra. Davey has given up from spinning, and I don't know why Alex retired, if that was due to the damage at the start.
I do not have a good answer for you there, but we do have some splits in the race here already though, Jared. MedTC and the cars behind him has lost, well, I say that, but then MedTC have just caught Jax a little again. However, Jax though, there's become a gap between him and 9th, which is Tito.
Yeah, that's it, true, and he's on the mediums as well, so... And obviously fast laps an 18.4 right now as Marlon's picked up the pace. We're going to go on board them all on right now.
He's looking quick as well.
Tried to go for a move on Noah. We're going to quickly go back on board with Jax and the Ferrari. And Jax switches around with Metisi. Metisi moves to 10th. Jax to 11th then. But we're going to have to go up ahead the action for 3rd right now.
Marlon is trying to edge closer to Noah here. However, I think it will be difficult for Marlon to make a pass on Noah as long as Noah keeps with Volokogin and AT though. But AT looking immensely stronger right now, sitting in the lead with over 40% DRS, while Vola is barely keeping up and he's down at 5% DRS already.
Yeah, it's true, and speaking about Marlon potentially making an uptick, I know he did try a move into turn 1, but he decided to back out of it as we saw how it ended up with the Ferrari and Zane. But right now, Noah is looking closer to the Ferrari.
He is indeed, and the Ferrari of Volokogin does not have DRS. He's lost AT, who's just blitzing away from the field there. And look at this, Noah closing quite a lot into turn 1, but didn't manage to though. I say, Volokogin's got to be running some crazy ass wings there, man.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely going to be running some crazy ass wings indeed. I wonder if he's going to go for a weird strategy again. As he did it in Monza. I believe it was what? Soft odd? Or soft medium or something like that?
I can't, yeah, soft medium I believe. You never know, but he started on the hards in this race though, so I can't, I don't see what crazy strategy he'll be going on unless he decides to go over to softs in the end. However, I don't think that's great, so we'll have to wait and see there. As it's still quite a lot of clouds, we could still be looking at some rain at some point maybe as well, so
yeah, the clouds haven't got dark yet. It's still a bit light, so it's probably going to be on the late stage of the race if there is rain, because it would have already got dark already, wouldn't it?
I think we're going to have some action down into turn 1 this time though. Volokogin getting a good exit of turn 1. Marlon is using his DRS, the same is Noah. They're both going to try to get Volokogin there. Look at this, Noah on the inside, but here comes Marlon then on the inside as well. As they both get past Volokogin there.
Yeah, he don't really say defend that much, but he didn't really need to because he hasn't going to drop off the pace. They're basically all on the same battery life, so you can just lose vision, stay behind the train, and then overtake him when he needs to and re-strategize his race. Right now is no, though 2.4 seconds off the leader right now.
Yeah, AT is just cruising along at the moment. He's looking very strong, and Noah though catching a tiny bit now.
Yeah, but no, the Merc has used a bit of his ERS. He's got 28% left, so he is using it to try and get away from the guys. But Noah though, could he be under threat by Marlon this time?
He might be, however Marlon does not have a lot of ERS to use to attack with though. And let's see then, no ERS usage, just plain old DRS. He's catching though, but he's not catching enough.
Oh, Snipes gets another penalty. Right now though, as I've just actually clocked this as well, Sandra, Noah, Marlon and Vola were in their own little train earlier on. They're no longer in their own little train. They've got all the train from 9th now in this little scrap.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Nick has managed to gap across there. Obviously Nick, who also looked very good in quali, so he could have some pace. He's also sitting there with a decent amount of... Ooh, as Volokogin almost goes off there.
Oh, Nick picks up a penalty there. That's a bit off.
We can see that everyone's trying to build up their ERS storage a little now. Let's see that Marlon close to Noah here. He's using out of the corner. He's certainly close enough to go
French
for
is
a
out.
move.
Massive crash there. He's off from the middle of the track. Sorry to cut you off. Safety car. Did he get the move?
Marlon got the move just about done before the safety car was called.
Well, we'll have to... Yeah, he didn't have to let him go, so he did. So good job there on Marlon.
He was side by side when it was yellow in sector 3, and I thought about it. Was he gonna be able to do it? But he was lucky and he got it done just before the safety car. Oh, as Noah is out on the grass.
Yeah, he's just took the styrofoam off there. But yeah, speaking about the incident with Friends, was one of the title contenders, still could be. It just looked like he lost the back end, same way Lewis lost it in the wet, and completely went into the wall and binned it. And unfortunately, his race is over, and well, that's caused a safety car. But it's benefited Brandon Snipes, Sundre. Brand had... Oh, no, scratch that. Snipes is now just...
I don't think it's benefited Snipes much, to be honest.
That's going to hurt himself, but... if Brand was back in the session, it would have benefited him. I forgot he's no longer in the session.
Benefited and benefited. I mean, he would have still had that drive-through at the start.
Yeah, and he served it, didn't he?
It would have just saved him. As we can see that Volokongen dives into the pit.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And a few people behind him also dives into the pit, but not a lot of people though. A fresh medium goes onto the car.
Well, Tito can easily go to the end on those hard tyres.
Can those mediums for Volokongen go to the end though?
No, there's no way. When I've seen in other divisions, some guys took the laps, tyres roughly from lap 5 to lap 8. They made it just on the hards. The mediums, nah, there's no way. Unless there's a couple of safe cars and he gets lucky. That's the only way I can see this. So there has to be rain if he's got a medium, Sandra. There has to be rain.
You're saying that, but we are talking about the guy who decided to do medium soft last week as well.
Yeah, that's true. He's surprised us in his strategy calls and how long he can make a tyre last. But he's not the only one.
Me a bit of myself, you
know. Maybe 60 years ago.
Back in the day, obviously.
Yeah, 60 years ago, yeah. You know, but right now though, he's not the only one on mediums. Lewis is also on the mediums. Now, Lewis is the opposite of Ola saving his tyres. He just destroys them. You know, he's going to be aggressive, I'm guessing, on the medium stint. So there's surely got to be rain. There has to be. There's no way these guys would pit mediums knowing that they can't go to the end, roughly. Obviously, Volan might somehow. But Lewis definitely not going to the end. There's no way they would go mediums.
Well, it is still cloudy, but I don't know. So
Jack's rejoined though, but Merck though, my prediction at the moment is currently right. Oh well, except for Noah in third. Lewis is meant to be third, but or fourth. But the Mercs first and second.
Indeed. 80 though, gotta be gutted about losing that advantage he had.
Yeah, he's gonna be disappointed, but maybe he's cheekily might let his teammate... Oh, scratch that. Well, Nick's just spun it on the safety car. Don't get how he's done that. Ooh, what's he doing?
No.
Well, he's definitely getting a penalty.
He's not gonna get those removed unless they got
illegal.
Yeah. If that is the case, then fair enough. But when he spun it there, did he go off track?
I didn't catch it. He did spin. He did a full 360, but then the camera decided to switch, so he could have been on track. I didn't catch that part. I just know he spun it.
Oh, it doesn't look like he got a penalty for it at least.
So he might have still been on the track then. But even still,
so they would have gotten illegal stuff. Which explains why he was passing them.
Yeah. Well then, safety car is going to be out for another lap because Snipes and Brand haven't catched up. I feel sorry for Snipes though, because he's going to go a lot slower than the guys ahead. Or not as quick as he could go, because of the AI. Since Brand's not here. But he should be able to catch the safety car. On lap 10.
Well, still 10 seconds to catch, but surely they gotta catch that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're going to catch.
One
They'll
thing's
catch
for
it,
sure, though, Jared. Vola and Lewis might not be able to go to the end, but having two people in the field there on fresh mediums could make for some aggressive, interesting racing.
Yeah, definitely. The hard runners still going to have to pit. They're going to have to go mediums unless they try and go the soft tyre.
Unless they go to the rain period if it's coming.
Yeah, that as well. So we could see a very aggressive strategy from Lewis and Vola. Vola's got the talent to get up the field and not make too many mistakes. Lewis has the talent, but we've seen it before. Lewis has been in these positions.
You didn't say make no mistakes there, I noticed.
Oh no, he's made plenty. He knows this himself, and he knows he's the ball, as we call him. He's made too many mistakes this season as well, where he's cost him a couple of solid points finishes. He's going to have to be smart and sensible, I think.
Well,
with the
safety car in this lap.
Well, the Mercs are 1-2 at the moment.
I'm assuming you are going to be looking at the front, so I am going to be looking at the back.
So Lewis Curtis though, because we all know he's going to be at the back.
Pretty much, yeah.
But well then, we'll go on board with the Mercs then, preparing for the safety car restart. We went for the safety car to enter the pit lane, and we can't overtake until you cross the finish line. As both Mercs have bolted, and they've had a decent start compared to Noah, and they're putting each other along quite nicely ahead. And Noah then is in his own little world as well.
Curtis had a good start as well. He's going to be passing Tito into turn 1 already.
Oh, good move there for Lewis. Is he going to be able to hold it on the inside though? Yeah, easily. Don't. Oh my god.
Easily, you say?
There's one mistake already. There is one. That's on mediums. So, should we have a prediction when he retires?
Oh, and look at this Vola having very good traction compared to Hershey on the hards. On the inside in this hairpin. Can't make the move.
Oh my god.
Oh, and that is... Who was that?
That was Nick.
That was Nick.
He's just destroyed his race there. Too much on the throttle, and he's damaged Zane, it looks like. Oh, yeah, it is Zane. Zane's got huge damage
to
that front wing. Well,
it gave Vola and Curtis a few less people to pass them.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it...
And it made Hirsch's job of defending much worse, as he's now... Well, he's barely managed to edge inside that DRS range again.
And the Ferrari is already in the attack, trying to get set up for the final corner for this long straight. And yeah, look, he's just...
You can see the grip advantage, and he's going to have this move easily done on this straight.
Yep, he's already got him. I'm guessing Lewis is going to get him on the next part of the track.
Next part of the track or next lap, I guess.
Well, the mediums are looking brilliant compared to the hards. And yeah, Zane's in the pits then.
It should be, to be fair.
It definitely, compared to the 11 laps. It's going to be a very interesting strategy though, because... Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the strategy plans out. Lewis already on the back though, another McLaren. Hershey using the BRS to defend. But right now though, the McLaren's not doing a bad job today at the moment. You know, usually the quality merchants, not really race merchants. But
well, Noah is sticking with the two Mercs right now, and well, Mali is barely within DRS range, but Noah seems to be the only one sticking comfortably with the two McLarens. with the two Mercs.
Lewis is getting ready then, so you were right. Next lap, he's going to have him. Oh, and he just hits his rear end. Not what you want to do. I know you're quicker right now.
Oh, and that is Med TC in the wall.
Oh, that ain't going to prevent an overtake. Is he out?
No, he is not.
He's got a full front wing still. Oh, he's just missing the full front wing.
Lewis got past. Vola gets past Jax.
Vola's flying right now. Losing to 6th. You know, what are the TNL drivers feeding him? Man's on a mission right now.
We can't say that.
Oh, I think a little spoiler has to be put in, but he's purple in the first sector right now. Let's come see his lap. He's doing 18.5 compared to Noah's 18.1. So he has got some pace. TC though, in the pits. But right now though,
getting on a fresh set of mediums, it looks like.
Yeah, he on the other hand might be able to get him to the end. Same with Zane. It's going to be a push, but
Jax is barely managing to stick within the DRS range of Vola, and that could help him against Lewis. Although Vola with a great exit from the final corner, I don't think we'll see Jax make an attack on Vola, even though he is closing. Curtis is not managing to close that much then.
No, I think he's going to be smart and try to save a bit of his battery this time. He didn't burn anything on the straight there.
Fruitful struggling here. He's lost the 4 drivers ahead of him now.
Yeah, that's great news for Vola, but look at Lewis. He's all over the back of Jax. And here he goes. He's using his battery. I heard that. His wheels really spinning. He almost did a nip then. But he's hungry. Oh, he has to lift. He's all over him.
He's all over him as well. He's trying to pressure Jax into a mistake here now. And Jax has lost Vola going in, so could be an overtake into turn 1 unless he gets it done before that.
Well, no, he almost puts himself into the wall there. Keeps it under control. Surely he's got to get him on this straight. Coming up.
I imagined he'd get it down, get it done now. He's right on his back. He gets the exit right as well, and he's going to have an easy overtake as he's already alongside. What about Hershey though? Hershey's a bit too far back to capitalize on this.
Yep, Lewis though moves to 7th. Now he's got to catch up with Vola.
Hershey getting a bit of a tail end loss there.
Right now though, one board with Vola to 1.4 from Fruitful. Gap to him and the leader though, only 4.6, so he's basically going to be, Zane, 18.1. Okay, MedTC is 17.8, so we're in the 17s now. And if there is rain, it's not coming down anytime soon.
Now Vola getting closer to Fruitful.
He's got DRS now.
DRS range now. As Noah has lost DRS range on the 2 Mercs now. Or has he? He has.
And now he's barely catching him out. Again, a couple hundreds there.
We can see Mali is barely able to stay with Noah as well.
I'll let Lewis now 1.9 from Vola. Just for the time there because of the DRS. But he has put away from Dragstore, Sandra. 8/10 right now.
Indeed.
Oh, yellows.
Oh,
that's MedTC. So look on board. He's lost out of the chicane. He's done a Leclerc. And he's in the Ferrari, so yeah, he's definitely done a Leclerc.
Oh, as Mali has lost Noah now. Noah has barely managed to get inside the DRS range of the 2 Mercs again. Noah really fighting this race to stay with these two.
Oh, fruitful rides curb. Metisi gets a penalty. But I think it's just basically any case when Voll's making the move, and Metisi somehow binned it into the pit lane.
Oh, now look at this. Oh, Curtis, he's closing in on these two drivers as well. Pulling Jax with him as well.
I hope that don't cause the L on the straight, because that could... Oh, Marlon's in the pit. So Marlon's pit now. Fruitful's in the pits as well.
Same with Fruitful.
Well, Voll then is getting some easy position.
Hershey. Yeah, Hershey.
Well, more people in then.
And Malis, he's properly lost Noah now. Noah's also almost... Oh, Mali very wide in that corner there.
It gets 2 seconds right now from Volla.
Burning everything to stick with AT here.
Yeah, he's got to do that because now the other Merc's not got DRS right now. And if they stay an extra lap and Marlon doesn't get DRS, they could gain some time, but the undercut is usually more powerful than the upcuts. But, well... Ooh, spinning the rear tyres again. A lot of people are...
Fair, the overcut is really only a viable option if you are quicker than the driver ahead of you.
Yeah, that's true. And in the pits they go then, so we're going to have a pit stop battle. No one gets any penalties. On board of it, he's the Merc. So the Merc crew.
Leaving Volakongen and Lewis in the lead here. Jax though, still going on those 17 laps old hard tires there.
Yeah, and I think no one getting a tiny bit of time on the Mercedes in the pit lane. But where is Marlon?
He is heading down the straight right now, and he should be ahead of Noah. He is. He's not ahead of his teammate. Those slots in right behind.
The way he approached turn one now, I thought he was going to go for a massive dive on his teammate. The amount of speed.
Well, he had the overspeed, but I don't think he's risking it. Obviously, these two Mercs knows right now. They're looking like the two quickest drivers on track. They are probably heading for a 1-2 unless there is rain that helps Volakongen and Lewis and and the others there, to be fair, the old hard runners, and as Tito picks up a penalty.
Well, yeah, we can't count on Tito. You know, he's got a penalty. But if there is no rain, he is going to the end, and obviously he's going to get caught. But he could be a spanner in the works to the Mercs. Could benefit Noah, Mali, Fruitful, anybody who pits, you know, and is behind. As well, Snipes has just been overtaken by Hershey. That seems like an easy overtake. And Hershey's Snipes completely dropped off the pace. Jax is in the pits then. And same with Brand. So those two have now pit. Nick stayed out for another lap.
I really don't understand what Nick is doing here. If there is no rain coming, why is he sticking it out so long? Oh, and...
Has he got a puncher? Or has he just gone off?
Doesn't look like he has puncher.
No, he just went off. He did Lewis Curtis last season in PSGL at that corner.
No, he did not, because Curtis just kept the foot on the throttle and went into the wall.
Well, he tried to do Lewis Curtis then in that respect, but the Merc's already on him.
Could become a bit of a hindrance for these two Mercs now.
Maybe it was a strategy call. Maybe
obviously, I don't think Nick will be able to keep these two behind for long.
No.
But they will be as he moves out of the way instantly, actually.
No, respectful there. Good sportsmanship. Doesn't want to cost the lead fight.
Nah. We want excitement. That doesn't bring excitement, Jared.
Well, we can put you on the grid. That'll be it. Excitement enough, won't it?
I'll give you a couple of safety cars.
Definitely, especially if it's Jeddah. But right now,
if
Marlon...
it's Jeddah, it's going to give you the maximum amount of safety cars.
Yeah. Especially spinning in while the safe's got to go around, you spin it then.
Tito.
Making the pits.
Looking like the quicker Merc today, Jared.
He is, you know.
You can see Marlon, he's
he's
sticking
like
with him, but he is using to stick with him as well.
Well, the thing is, I think Marlon isn't really worried. He couldn't really care that much how the race goes. His main contender, Shane's not here. The other contender, France, is out. So he's going to be gaining a lot of points. The only other person is Waller and maybe Lewis, or even Noah. But Noah's behind Marlon. And
oh, look at this, though.
Lewis and Waller are going to have to pit.
Lewis has been able to just catch up to that DRS.
Nope, for 3 seconds.
Or can he stick with Waller though? Waller, obviously, if you look at him, he's been saving his DRS.
He's run wide out of chicane.
So we are sure these two medium runners can't go to the end. You're sure about that?
Sandra, if the mediums could have gone to the end, I would have gone mediums, but or something. But there's no way. I haven't seen anybody in the other divisions hit mediums this long. Like the hards, I can guarantee the hards commit the distance. They're not going to be quick, but they commit the distance from lap 5. And Tito hasn't been fighting with anyone as well. So technically I class Tito as net leader because the Mercs haven't caught that much up. It's still 11 seconds. So, and 1 lap 21.
Well, Tito is the net leader because, well, he is on the hard, so he should be looking at no more pit stops.
Yeah, unless, as we said, if the rain does come. But at the moment, the sky, it looks a lot lighter than it was at the start by a bit. There's no dark clouds or anything like that.
It doesn't look like it's going to rain. I do agree with that, but I don't know what these two medium runners are thinking then. Are they going to go a few more laps and then take softs to the end?
It won't be a bad call, but gap the leader from... If they pit now, I'm thinking the pit stops run about 24 to 21. They'd be 7th.
10 seconds behind. 9.
They're running about 7th at least. Right now, if they pit now, that is. So, don't forget another penalty. No, Fruitful is out. Now,
Fruitful is out.
He's done it in the pit stop. He's retired in the pit lane. No safety car will be called. So, that could have benefited the top 2.
Indeed.
Actually, would it though? Because I don't think softs. I know they would they be the only
10
option.
laps questionable, but they would have gotten the free pit stop. I do believe they would have, if the medium runners decided to not pit for softs as well. I do believe they would have been behind these two.
We're struggling with traction in that chicane. Both Alphas are struggling with rear end grip. And yeah, so Fruitful has called it a day then, so there's a shame. He did quite well.
Well, these two medium runners keep going at least.
15. You can see their tyres are starting to blister already, so I don't know. We said it earlier on at the start of the race, on like lap 6 when they pit or whatever. They could surprise us and take them to the end. And Tito's like,
well, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to do that at least.
Yeah, they've got no, well, Lewis has definitely got no to lose. He started well, except not scoring points, but he started basically last, and right now he's gonna get second.
Right, if this works, yeah.
Yeah, Tito is catching.
It's only 9
hang on.
laps left, but 9
Yellows.
laps is a lot still.
Mali is off.
Oh.
Okay, I'm guessing he's either pushed too much or he's been shoved off.
He's going again at least.
Tito though, slowly catching up with the leaders now. Gap 4.9. It was 5.1 at the start of this lap. It's Tito's hards. Starting to be better than mediums.
5.1, so...
Oh, back to 4.9. 4.8.
It looks like it's fluctuating a bit.
4.7 there, yeah, it's definitely. He's definitely got enough time. The Mercs, how big's his penalty? It's only a 3-second. Yeah, the Mercs still have time. And Block and Lewis. Yeah, Lewis has dropped off the pace a tiny bit actually. 1.5 now to the Ferrari.
How long are the softs good for?
Generally on this one track, I don't know. Probably best, like supreme best, 5 laps. Distance, to make the softs last 7, so it's... When we were in F13, we didn't test the softs, and the other divisions I hadn't seen or paid that close attention to the
these guys...
That's a guess. I'm strong tyres on this.
Excuse me.
Oh, Lewis, yet again, losing the rear end. It's definitely not going to help the tyre life, scrubbing the tyres like
that. But 7, so these guys' pit window should be around the area we are now then, if they are pitting for the softs.
And Lewis is in.
Lewis is.
Interesting that Ball didn't pit, so Lewis is in then, so he's...
I'm telling you, man, this Norwegian, he's crazy. He's gonna go to the end.
Yeah, we need to check that there's no illegal parts of the car, because he's somehow making these tyres last longer than everybody else. But if he pits next lap, then yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Curtis has come out and
yeah, right. He's round about where I said. Round about where I said, 8th, 7th. The best he's going to get is 6th. There's no way he's going to catch 11.4 in the amount of time it laps, even with the strong pace. Because this is not what he wants as well, right? Because I said it's going to be roughly 7 laps. He's going to also have to fight for the position. Because these two are not going to just give it him. So that's going to...
Well, obviously, but if he gets onto the back of Jackson Hershey quickly, then he should have a massive tyre advantage right now, so...
Well, if it goes to plan. Oh, Nick's out.
Astor is yellow.
That's going to be a safety car.
No. Look at where it is, Jared. There's nobody there.
Yeah, well, you've done that before, and it caused a safety car.
No. By the way, just saying, Tito was catching a little bit on Curtis earlier, but
he's not catching ball at 6.6.
He's not catching on Wallachongen right now.
Nah, there's no... This guy, what are you actually feeding him? The tyres, there's no way he's lasting these tyres.
We don't reveal secrets.
I think I need to possibly have a contract negotiation with TNR, you know? And, maybe they can give me some
qualified, I'm afraid.
Qualified for F3 in PSGL? Surely they'll let me in TNR.
F3, yeah, we know you only got into that tier for one reason, Jared.
Yeah, because of skill. But back to the actual F3 tier at the moment. He's still ahead of Marlon, so Marlon, yeah, hasn't really...
Tito's actually losing a bit of time to Wallachongen right now.
Yeah, 6.8, and he's getting caught quite quickly by the Mercs. 3.4 this time around, and Lewis is 1.3 off Jack, so Lewis actually... Matter of fact, Marlon gets a bad exit out of the chicane. That could have cost him a bit of time. But speak about Lewis, Andre, only 1.2. He hasn't caught that much. Obviously, it's only been a lap, but he's only now in the DRS range.
Wallachongen keeps going.
Well, the gap's 6.6. Tito's decreased it a tiny bit in the third sector by 0.2. Now we're going to go on board with Lewis, because surely it's going to be an overtake on this straight. He's using all the energy he's got. 17.3, so he has got the pace. He set the new fast lap. But if I remember correctly,
doing mid and high 19s now.
Sandra Matthew is trying to get your attention for some reason. But Lewis though, 1.5 off Hershey. His fastest lap was 17.3.
Well, ET is doing low 18s right now.
The fastest medium runner when they're fresh and they'll pick up the pace was a 17.8. Lewis, that isn't... I would expect a 16 potentially on the softs compared to the especially the amount of fuel as well you got on board. Easily a 16. But he's trying to catch Hershey.
Imola
right
keeps going.
22.6 to the leader. Yeah, he's definitely. There's no way. He's either puncher or win.
And
Gaps,
right
6.1.
now, if he manages to keep this pace, he should just about not get caught as well.
Oh, definitely. Oh, let's pick up the pace again. 17.2 this lap. Surely he's got it.
And to be fair, these leaders could lose some time having to fight Tito, so this could be interesting to see what actually works out in the end here.
Well, do you think he's going to fight it though?
Of course he's gonna fight it. He's fighting track position there, Jared.
Yeah, but he's got a penalty. His tyres a bit.
Yeah, but
yeah, you got to add up. His tyres
still.
are shot compared to theirs. I don't think he's going to fight too much. He might do a nick and just pull out the way or just let them go.
I don't hope he does, man.
Oh, obviously I don't. I'd like to
if there's
scrap and fight,
something
but
I like, it's when people fight with tooth and nail for everything to keep their position.
definitely.
Think about it. But when he gets caught by these free Jared, then yeah, he can like they can lose some time to Hershey, but they're not gonna get caught by Hershey. That's 13-second gap behind no other. He can afford to lose some time by fighting these guys. By fighting them, maybe one of them makes a mistake and gets a pen themselves, you know.
True, you can just see the grip difference already.
For a moment, I thought one of them did.
I literally thought the Merc was literally running in the back of him then.
Tito, though, he's not gonna roll over and let them free. He will try to keep this position. Howard Tito is also catching on Volakonga now.
Yeah, quite quickly as well, 4.7.
To be fair, if you were on 21 lap old medium tires, I think you would be losing some time as well.
Well, I won't be losing time, so I'd have already had a punch already.
Vola, though, does have almost 60% DRS, so I reckon he's gonna try to just gain as much time as he can on the others on the straights, and then hope that compensates for what he's gonna lose in the corners. But Tito, he will get past now.
By 1.
80 on the inside, now comes Marlon
By
as
2.
well. He's also gonna
By
get it
3.
into turn 1.
Well, that was easy. They were just all through 1, 2, 3 into 1, and Lewis then moves to 6th. But he's not giving up that much. He's trying to stay in his DRS there.
Now 3.6 seconds. Wallace tires should be absolutely shredded at this point.
Yeah. Look at just look at the back. Look at the rears. They're just completely blistered.
Oh,
his tires oh, hang on. Yellow in sector 1. That's Zane going slowly. He's
Zane and Snipes, I believe.
Ooh, maybe an altercation with Snipes then. If there was an altercation, pulling out of the way and letting him back through. Oh, gap's 2.9. We have seen it at this track before, Sondre, last lap drama. If you remember in the F4, I believe it was between.
The thing is, though, when they catch up to him, they could get it slightly more difficult to get past than you would think, because they don't have a lot of ERS, and Vola, he does have much more. Yeah, although he's also using now to try and not get caught, obviously.
Only penultimate lap of this race, lap 31. I bet the Vola's wishing here that the race ended now. Boy, I just want to say how.
His strat might have missed by 1 lap. As we have yellows again, and that would be Snipes.
I've got to stay on board of Vola in case he gets a puncher. Hang on, is that?
In the meantime, I'm staying on board with AT.
I thought he got a puncher then. I literally, because the tyre looked a bit weird, but well.
To be fair, if he can stay ahead into turn 1,
he should be okay until the chicane.
then he could be able to make it.
1 second. It's going to be close. I think they're going to get him on the line on the last lap.
Oh, it will definitely be. Wait,
Molan and
it's
Noah.
only going to be between AT and Vola.
Yeah, Molan made a
Marlo's
massive mistake in the
lost
chicane. Oh, we're going to try and stay on both.
Now AT closing in on Vola. Vola's going to splash all that ERS he has now to try and stay ahead. Obviously, AT does have DRS, but he doesn't have any ERS to use though. And look at this, Vola staying ahead. AT not gaining enough.
No in the third.
He will have another chance though into turn 4. Will it be? Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If he has a good run,
Look at this,
but
Vola doesn't have any ERS left now either. Now AT closing quickly. Now Vola's gonna have to go defensive into this hairpin, and AT tries to dive it on the inside. A poor move in my opinion.
He has another traction. Oh, big crash at the background.
With traction there. AT looking for any possible opportunity here. Pushes Vola through the corners now. And look at this, he's sliding, pushing him through the corners. You can see Vola, he just doesn't have any traction anymore on those old tires. And we can see Noah also getting into the mix there now.
What's Steven the chicane? That's going to offset it.
As Noah pushes AT through now. Now who is going to come out on top? You can see AT, he's going to try. Oh, this is a very risky move.
Look at Noah.
He does it.
They've collided.
Oh my god, and it's going to be Marlon who takes the win. Going over the line is going to be Marlon, who kind of lost out in the end, but then manages to come back as chaos erupts in the last 2 corners, and Vola manages to stick in second in the end.
Wow, what a turn of events on the final couple of corners there. Well, I'll tell you who's definitely not going to be happy right this race result is it is. He's in 4th. Could have won and
well, I mean it's everybody saw their opportunity there. Obviously Vola, he had no traction, you can see it out of every corner. He just didn't have traction anymore, and he was so much slower that when AT was on his back, then Noah suddenly was on his back, and at the end there you saw Marlon as well, but last one to come onto their backs, and capitalized heavily on that.
Oh, Marlon then takes another victory again. This guy can't be stopped. Obviously Shane wasn't here and Frentz binned it. But it looked like he was the only one on a very weird strategy. I do not agree with this drive of the day at all. Obviously he started at the back, waits well, but this guy, Vola, 25 laps on the mediums and still got second.
He was not having it, man. He was making it.
Marlon showing that he deserves to be champion this season. Extends his lead over Shane since he's not here today. And over Frentz. And over Noah. Could be some potential penalties though put in play for some of the drivers. But Marno takes the victory and he's going to be happy with that.
I can't get over that last lap there, man.
Last lap, final corner, just the final 2 corners is what amazed me.
Final corner, man. The whole last lap, like you can see, AT, he tried to go for every move he could. He did a poor half-hearted move into the hairpin. Obviously, Vola brilliantly placing his car in the middle of the road to give as little as possible room on either side. Then that didn't work, but AT still had the traction advantage and just tried everywhere he could.
Definitely. We did see that. He was just literally pushing along. The Ferrari was sliding everywhere, and then the final 2 corners happened. Mert went for the move, shoved him off, and then Noah came out of nowhere.
Went for the move, shoved him off.
And then the Merc spins it around, and then Marlon's like, oh, hang on, I'm going to have some of this, and takes the lead into the final corner. Like, it's all kicked off today at Imola. We've had the rain, we've had dry weather, we've had some awesome racing. But the biggest fraud managed to get 5th, Lewis Curtis, with the fastest lap as well. But what a race.
Wait, a race. Who was at the front there and crashed or something?
No, he finished 5th. Tito dropped all the way back down.
Tito?
Yeah,
He
it's
dropped
tight.
off he dropped off a lot then.
I did say they'd make it, but they'd completely drop off on pace. But, well, what a race then in F3. And, well, I bet both Haas drivers miss not turn up today. Hopefully they can make it for the next round. But, Sandra, have you got anything to add before we end today off?
I don't, I don't think I have this time, man. It's been a crazy race, to be fair. I mean, not a crazy as it was a lot of fighting in the middle of it, but it was crazy in the sense that you really didn't know if Walla was going to take it to the end, but he decided to, and then you really didn't know if he was going to make it. And one lap less, and he would have still got the win. But still, though, he got second, so that's not where he was when he pitted. So that's worked out in some sense.
Definitely. And, well, Brazil is the next round, so I bet the drivers are all looking forward to that. Hopefully we can see some more action, packed racing into Brazil. But we've been your commentators, Ion Neon or Jared Fosbury, joined by the fossil, Mr. Sondra Soaug. Today it's been a very great race. We've both enjoyed it, and hopefully we can have some more excitement, as I said, in Brazil. But until then, goodbye for now.